Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing part 2 of exploring the Titanic. In part 1, we explored the aft end of Titanic. We were in third class, and we ended part 1 here in the Grand Staircase, which is the most iconic part of Titanic, the most beautiful, most luxurious part of Titanic. And this is Demo 401, being built and developed by Titanic Honor and Glory. Just a little Easter egg as well as to why I believe Titanic Honor and Glory chose that name. This beautiful decorative piece right here, I can't remember who it's done by, but this is Honor and Glory. That is, that's who that's supposed to be. And there's a whole article you can read about the artwork here. But the beautiful grand glass dome here over the Grand Staircase I was mentioning in part 1, this entire Grand Staircase is now a deep, dark abyss. There are like no remnants left of the beautiful Grand Staircase on the bottom of the ocean right now. In fact, since it's a dark abyss, they use this part of the ship to send in ROVs. I don't know if they do it much anymore because the ship is so deteriorated. The ship is so fragile now, but this is where they would send ROVs down to get to the lower decks and to get inside of Titanic. But this is the main Grand Staircase here, and we'll head back here. I don't know if we can go back here. Oh wow, this door does actually rotate. That's really, really cool. Really nice touch by Honor and Glory to do that. And so here we're gonna have, this is a beautiful room. Look how this looks like something that would be in the White House. Absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure what this room was used for. Looks like some sort of lounge where they could just sit and relax. There's a fireplace here. And there's a beautiful clock right there. Beautiful room. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it's so sad that it's all on the bottom of the ocean right now. So back here we have another beautiful, beautiful area. If I'm not mistaken, I think that this is the room that when Olympic, Titanic's sister ship, was sold for scrap, a lot of it was actually gutted and auctioned off. And I believe this might be, because this chandelier looks familiar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the rooms on Olympic, which looks like this, is now in a hotel somewhere. And you can actually visit. And I don't know if it's this room with that chandelier, but either way, it's still really awesome. Very beautiful. Look how beautiful not only the game, but just how beautiful the architecture was on Titanic. My computer is working overtime right now because there's so much detail in this game. Actually, I'll turn around. You can see the game is actually barely loading. And that's not a no fault to the developers. My computer is just... This game is so detailed. So we're going to walk back here. We're going to get back towards the front of the ship here, I believe. You know what? This is the other Grand Staircase. This is not the main one. In part 1, I said that the second class staircase was, I call it the aft Grand Staircase. This one is the secondary Grand Staircase. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. So we're gonna go into this back room here. Not the back rooms. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Look at the stained glass windows with the waterfalls. Wow, that is amazing. So, yeah, they would smoke in here. Absolutely beautiful. And again, this is all on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean right now. It's absolutely tragic and terrible. I guess right here, okay, so this is probably where you would order your brandy, things like that. Again, my computer is a little jumpy right now because we are in a very detailed part of Titanic right now. So we can go back here. You can see the plates. They have the White Star Line logo. Most of these plates right here, probably never even used. It's so eerie to think about. Project 401, this is something here. First sailing of the latest edition Titanic. Wow. I don't know if that's actually something that was there, but you could see this little kitchen area where they would prepare the drinks. There's a safe down there. It's pretty cool. It looks like it could be sugar or salt. Maybe salt to put on... Oh no, it's definitely sugar because they would have tea. Okay. I was thinking salt, you know, to put on like the rim of the glass. I don't know if they had margaritas on Titanic. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of the ship. The plants and the vines. I mean, this is what you would call first class. This is beautiful. Really, really nice. And so this would be the first class promenade back here. And in fact, this is where Rose, I think in the movie Titanic, I think this might be where she was. Maybe not. Maybe she was up there. No. Definitely feel like she was right here. And that's in the scene when she's standing here and Jack is sitting, I guess, on one of those benches down there with his friends, and he's just staring at Rose. Just to kind of give you a reference point as to where we are on Titanic right now. But this is the first class promenade on the aft section of Titanic. In here we have some machinery. Again, if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'm not entirely sure what most of this machinery does, but definitely go check out our friend Mike Brady from Ocean Liner Designs. The link to his channel is in the description. He'll go over the Titanic with you and tell you all about it. This right here is an anchor crane. I'm sorry, a cargo crane, not anchor crane. And it would pick up cargo to make it easier to load onto Titanic. And so this is the first class promenade. And we're going to head down here. People would sit on these lounge chairs and take in the beautiful open ocean here. I mean, just look how vast the ocean is, which is absolutely crazy to think about, that the ocean is so vast that out of all of this open ocean, that Titanic had to perfectly come in contact with an iceberg. I think we've been in here already. I'm pretty sure. Have we? Yeah, I believe that is another lounge area. But again, the Titanic was only 92 feet wide. We'll go back into the grand staircase here. And I actually measured it out the other night. My fiance and I went for a walk, and I used the Measure app on my phone, and I pinpointed a location and walked 92 feet. That's really not that wide in real life. I say real life. In general, it's not very much of a distance. So up here is the staterooms. So let's go in here and see if we can find... You can also see in first class, the staterooms were... The corridors were also very cramped. And again, that goes back to the ship being 92 feet wide. Unless this is for crew members, because this looks I am not sure what any of this is. Maybe I could be completely wrong. Maybe some sort of generator, some sort of power system. But there is a little window up there. 2 little windows, actually. So that's pretty cool. In fact, we'll actually go back this way and head down here. I don't know. Okay, we've already gone down there, so we're going to go down. I mean, there's so much to explore on Titanic. We'll go down here and kind of go to... Okay, so this is, again, a corridor. Look how long this corridor is. Absolutely insane. The ship was 883 feet long. So this is a stateroom right here, a first-class stateroom. Absolutely beautiful. Pretty small bed, but this is probably on the lower end, and really not lower end, of a first-class stateroom. There are some beautiful first-class suites that we can explore as well here. So, like this here. Yeah, look at this. Very luxurious. Absolutely. I mean, this is more beautiful than, more luxurious than a modern cruise ship. And Titanic was not, to clear up any confusion, Titanic was not a cruise ship. It was an ocean liner. There's a difference between cruise ship and ocean liner. An ocean liner is like an airliner, right? Its overall purpose is to get you from one destination to the other. And yeah, a cruise ship it does that too, but an ocean liner serves the purpose of basically you're going across the ocean to like an entirely different country. A cruise ship, yeah, a cruise ship will take you to different countries as well, but a cruise ship is more for like vacation, right? I guess I'm not really explaining it well enough. Hopefully I'm not confusing you guys. So this is the other grand staircase here. We'll go down these steps and then make our way. So this looks like some sort of dining area. I don't know if this is first class or second class. We have a little kitchen here with some cinnamon rolls and some bread, it looks like. That looks pretty good, actually. We'll head down this way. I mean, there's so much to explore, but if we don't cover everything in this part, I will definitely do a part 3. Wow, look at this. This is a pretty narrow bed right here. Can we go in here? No? Wow, this is a very luxurious room. This is amazing. The overall architecture that went into Titanic is absolutely stunning. We'll go down this hallway here, and we'll continue onward this way. This, I don't know, this must be for crew members. Definitely because we're in the front of the ship here, in the bow section. We're not in the actual bow, but we're in the front of the ship right here, where I believe this is like crew quarters back here. So we'll continue, or actually, you know what? This might be where they received mail. Yes, it is, definitely. Okay, so I was wrong. Well, maybe because in part 1 we came across a something that had these kind of windows here, and it looked like somewhere where you would drop off mail, but that was back in second class. This must be the first class one here. Let's see, they have some names here. Pretty cool. And again, they would, you know, you would write a letter to your loved ones, you'd bring it here, and then it would go to the Marconi room, which hopefully we get to soon. Down here is absolutely amazing. I believe they recovered this, maybe not this one, but one of the candles like this from the Titanic wreckage. And it's in a museum somewhere. It's a really nice painting right there. Very luxurious down here. I mean, it just goes on forever. Right in here would be a very large dining area. Beautiful piano with beautiful woodcraft. The craftsmanship that went into this ship is absolutely amazing. I don't know how far we are from one of the sections they found on the wreck site, which was the Turkish bath. I don't know if we are close to that. Smoking. I don't know if we have to go down farther, so we'll do that. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah. Swimming and Turkish bath is down here. And you gotta think, all of this is gone. It's just a dark, deep abyss on Titanic. So they sent a ROV, which is, an ROV is it's a remote control ship or machine that is attached to the submarine by a tether. Oh yeah, this is it right here, the Turkish bath. And they actually came down here and they discovered the Turkish bath on the wreck site, and you could still see some of the tiling on the bottom of the ocean. This room is actually very preserved, and you can actually still see that little dome right there above the door. So this is a very amazing room that they discovered on the wreck site of Titanic. Oh, yep, here is the pool. Can we actually go in the pool? We can. Oh, yes, we can. We're swimming on the Titanic. Holy crap. This is awesome. Just an absolutely amazing... This is beautiful. The visuals that Titanic and Titanic Honor and Glory is doing, or the visuals that they're pulling off, I mean, absolutely amazing. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but, oh, we can actually go in here. Oh, this is, what is this? If I can't remember what any of this is, I will put a text on the screen so you guys can learn what it is. And if I forget to, again, go check out Mike Brady from Ocean Liner Designs. Okay, got a shower right here. I don't know what any of this is. So we're gonna go ahead and go up here. We're gonna go back upstairs. And again, if there's anything that I miss, I will do a part 3. So make sure you like this video, so I have the motivation to do a part 3. And then, so we're gonna go to the top of the grand staircase and make our way to the Marconi room and the crew quarters of Titanic and kind of check out that part of the ship. A lot of decks on Titanic. We're still going up the grand staircase, but imagine like seeing the water rising from down there and knowing it's going to come up to this deck and then up to this deck and then so on and so forth. Absolutely frightening. So we're going to go outside here. We are up on the upper deck of Titanic. Right here is off limits. This is for crew only, so... But you know what? we're gonna ignore it. But hey, maybe we are crew, because we're walking the entire length of Titanic. We're walking around the entire ship. So in here are some crew quarters, I believe. We'll go down here. And then I believe this is the wheelhouse of Titanic. This is right here. This is where it all went down, you know, turning the ship a hard left to avoid the iceberg. And in here is where they would have gotten the call from the lookout nest, or the, I'm completely blanking. It's called a lookout nest. I'm not entirely sure. I completely blanked, but this is where they would have received the call. Iceberg right ahead. And so that was a very shocking moment that you can only imagine took place right here in this moment, in this entire wheelhouse, in those final seconds leading up to the iceberg. We're not far from the Marconi room. I believe it's in here somewhere. So we're gonna go in here again and see if we can find it. The Marconi room, Marconi wireless room, is where, I think it's right here actually. This is it. This is also a very stressful room on the night of the sinking. But this is where Jack Phillips and Harold Bride, both employed by the Marconi company, would be on the sinking of Titanic, and also for their entire time on Titanic. This is what they were employed to do. This is where they would send wireless transmissions, like if you wanted to send a letter to your loved ones. Again, you would bring your letter to the mailroom, and then it would get sent up here, you know, if they had the time to do it. And then they would transmit your letters to your loved ones. And this is where they would receive news from the mainland, like if something happened. And then, because the Titanic had a newspaper on board, and so they had to get news somehow, and this is how they got it. So they would receive news from the mainland, and this is where all of that would happen. And then, of course, when Titanic struck the iceberg, you know, the SOS signals and everything, the distress calls being sent from this very spot right here, you know, with Morse code. Absolutely frightening to think about the stress and the anxiety that was in this room on the night of Titanic's demise. And I believe this would be the where Jack and Harold would sleep. And unfortunately, Jack did not survive the sinking, although Harold Bride did. He managed to survive the sinking of Titanic. So this is, again, just a very industrial room with a bunch of electronics, very ancient electronics. All of this right here, it's probably your phone is capable of doing today. And it's something you can hold in your hand, which is crazy to think about. So I'm very excited to showcase the Marconi wireless room here. Lots of very important room on the night of the sinking of Titanic. Not sure what else is ahead here. Let's see. Let's try to make our way down to the belly of the ship, which is where the boilers are and the pistons, which are, you think of the pistons on a car, pretty small, right? The pistons on Titanic, absolutely massive, and incredible engineering that went into making something this massive, and not only to make it move but to make it float. So let's see if we can make our way down there. In part 3, we'll explore up there. But as a crew member, if you worked in the boiler room, you would sleep. Your quarters would be in the bow section of the ship, and you would have to walk down this spiral staircase, and you would enter this way in. Okay, so you would come down this set of stairs, and you would walk in towards the boilers, and the people ending their shift would walk on this side and go up to their cabins. And so as a boiler room worker, we are heading towards the boilers now to start our shift. And again, we are on the basically this is the bottom of Titanic. And so literally right here on the other side of this wall right here is we're underwater. And so this is where the coal was kept. There's lots of rumors that there was a coal fire on Titanic, and that played a part in the sinking. I'm not entirely sure if that was true or not, but these are the boilers, absolutely hot as hell. They had to shovel in coal for hours, I mean the entire time. And so we're gonna walk down here, and there are more boilers here. You can see how massive they were. And up here, very complex design, but those are the vents that the smoke from the boilers would go up through those vents. So that's a vent there, that's a vent, and that's a vent, and it would go up into that main vent up there, up through the funnels. And so I could probably go up here and show you a little more in detail how these vents worked. You can see the smoke from the boilers would go up, and then up there is, of course, the funnels on Titanic. You can see, if I zoom out, there's a funnel right there. So, a lot of ventilation going up through those vents. And you would never think this is on Titanic, but this is it's a very different view of Titanic, right? The industrial part, the engineering part, where the crew would work. Very, very interesting. You know what? I think we'll end it here, and we'll get to the pistons in part 3. I think this video is long enough. But yeah, this is the boiler room. This is a good spot to end. There's still so much to explore. So if you want to see a part 3, please be sure to hit like so I know that you guys want to continue exploring the Titanic. It's very, very awesome and exciting to actually get to walk around and, you know, experience history. And it's really, really cool. So if you guys enjoyed, again, be sure to hit like. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.